So as you set up for your cat and cow, you want to make sure your shoulders are directly over your wrists and your knees are directly underneath your hips. Cat and cow is a very versatile exercise that targets abdominal muscles, stretches out the spine, warms and wakes up the shoulders, and allows you to create a little bit of more mobility through the lower back and really down the whole length of the spine. So there are a few different ways that you can isolate this exercise. You can either work on the lower back, the thoracic spine, or the shoulders. So to isolate the lumbar spine, you're going to keep the upper back and shoulders nice and steady, and you're going to work on a posterior and anterior pelvic tilt. So working on just the pelvis, rocking forwards and backwards. So you're squeezing into those lower abdominals and then squeezing into the lower back muscles to tip the pelvis forwards and back, working with that lower back arch. Then to get into the thoracic spine, you're going to isolate the lower spine, keeping the pelvis nice and still, and work on the rounding and arching down of the upper back. Because we spend a lot of time in a hunched over position, it's quite nice to use this one to work on that thoracic extension where the spine arches downwards. You can also use your shoulder blades to squeeze towards the spine to increase that thoracic extension. But be sure to keep the shoulders away from the ears the whole time. You can also use this position to work on scapular stability, so working on your protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades, keeping the rest of the spine as neutral as possible, so nice and straight or flat, and just working on pressing through the ground to spread the shoulder blades and then squeezing the shoulder blades towards the spine, just working in a vertical plane of motion. This helps to strengthen your serratus anterior and other stabilizing muscles of the shoulder. You can also work on elevation and depression of the shoulder blades. So again, keeping the rest of the spine and body nice and steady and stable, just sliding those blades up and down towards the ears. Some other things to look out for and be cautious of is those shoulders sliding towards the ears as you round up, and then sinking and sagging into the shoulders as you arch down. So you want to keep the shoulders drawn down towards your hips, engaging the lats, rather than cutting off the neck and sinking into the shoulders. Feel free to take the opportunity at each point throughout the range of motion of the rounding and arching of the spine to really draw the shoulders towards the hips. Avoid allowing the tummy to bulge out, either up or when you're arching down, but rather think about sucking the belly in, so you're activating into the transverse abdominis and increasing that abdominal strength, activating the intra-abdominal wall. You can also think about extending your heart and chest forward as you arch the spine down to get a deeper thoracic extension.